97 people in East Tennessee face charges or are in custody tonight after a federal raid by immigration agents on a meat plant in Hamblen County Thursday night. That raid stemmed from an IRS investigation unveiling millions of dollars that went underreported or not reported at all to the federal government.
We have team coverage in Hamblen County where families are trying to get information about what happens next for their loved ones. But first, we are digging into those court documents. The federal affidavit reveals what investigators call the exploitation of illegal immigrants and millions of dollars in tax fraud. It shows the investigation started after the owners of Southeastern Provisions in Granger County began withdrawing large amounts of cash from their bank accounts. The documents show since 2008, they withdrew more than $25 million in large weekly cash withdrawals for, quote, the purpose of paying the numerous illegal aliens employed. And based on the cash withdrawals, the affidavit claims Southeastern Provisions paid more than $8 million in wages not reported to the IRS.
The document names plant president and general manager James Brantley, his wife, their daughter, and another employee. Brantley is accused of failing to collect and pay federal employment taxes, filing false federal tax forms, and unlawfully employing illegal immigrants. The documents also reveal the federal government sent a confidential informant into that plant last May.
That person told authorities the owners of the plant did not ask for identification before being hired and paid $10 an hour in cash at the end of the week. The informant also claims production workers at the plant worked overtime but did not get paid overtime pay. And employees worked with extremely harsh chemicals without protective eyewear.
10 News reporter Mark Salinger has spent the day talking with families, waiting for word about their loved ones. Mark set the scene right now in Hamblen County for us.
Yeah, Robin and John, in the church building that you see behind me here, there are hundreds of family members of those detained. They're inside getting legal aid if they need it or just refuge in case they fear another raid. Now, inside are wives whose husbands are taken into custody and children wondering when the next time they'll see their parent will be. Church leaders opened up their doors last night for anyone who needed a place to stay. People stopped by all throughout the day to donate food and clothing. Lawyers offered help for free. Families say they are still in shock.
I got home and I asked my mom if she knew about it, and she's like, yeah, they got your dad, and I was shocked.
Now, we know that many of the people taken into custody during the raid yesterday are now on their way to Alabama, where family members say they will stay for a couple days. From there, they will go to another immigration facility in Louisiana. And coming up on 10 News at 6, we'll show you how this community has really come together for these families in need. That's coming up tonight. Robin and John, we'll send it back to you.
Mark Salinger live for us on the scene in Hamblen County. Thank you. In total, as we mentioned, 97 people detained in Thursday's search. 10 of those people were arrested on federal criminal charges, 1 on state charges, and 86 on administrative charges. Of that 86, 54 have been placed in detention, 32 released. The families who have been impacted can use the ICE resource line to determine where their loved ones are being detained, and we do have a link to that on our website.
Now, with families split and deportation on the line, many are trying to just figure out their next steps. 10 News reporter Luis Fernandez joins us now live from Hamblen County with a look at those next moves. Luis.
Robin, John, earlier this week, a lot of families are still recovering from that Southeastern Provision raid. And now over here behind us, like Mark was just saying, you have family members, you have people in the community banding together, trying to help. And family members have one question. They just want to know, when are they going to see each other again? 54 people now stuck in a sort of legal limbo as the United States begins the process of deporting them. Families and community members now gather at St. Patrick Parish Center, supporting each other, helping however they can. Father Steve Pollock was the first Catholic pastor in Granger County, where the raid took place.
We estimate right now that's between 1/3 and 1/2 of my congregation. One family alone has lost 5 members in detention.
For those left behind, Pollock says the biggest issue is grief.
My mother, my father, my son, my brother, my grandmother is no longer in my house. So the kids are saying, when I'm going to see daddy and mommy again?
That question is difficult to answer. Stephanie Tetro is trying her best. The co-director of the Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition, Tetro says they believe most of the 54 still in ICE custody have been sent to either Alabama or Louisiana, where most cases in Tennessee are processed.
So our highest priority is getting all of these people high-quality legal representation, ensuring everybody has their fair day in court, and that people can be reunited with their families as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. Well, that's what fuels the anxiety seen today. There's no concrete timeline for when they will see their family again.
You know, it could be a few weeks, it could be several months, and for some people it could be forever.
Now, guys, the two things that they want to focus on here is one, the human rights group. They want to try and get those currently detained as the best representation as they possibly can. But two, it's about treating those here properly. For a lot of these families, the 54 that were detained, the breadwinners are in that group, and they have no one out there making money for them in jobs. So that's a big reason why these supplies are here and that so much support is being given. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Luis Fernandez live in Hamblen County for us with the latest on the story. Luis, thank you. And as this case continues to unfold, you can find updates on our website. There we also have a version of our reports in Spanish for anyone wanting to learn more. Plus, watch for the latest coming up tonight on The Night Beat.